Hi everybody, it's Michelle here again with Birth You Hoover. Here at Birth You Hoover, I am a full spectrum plant-based holistic doula and an advocate for all things safe, natural, and effective. Here on this channel, we discuss all things birth and pregnancy and womb health related. So if you guys like what you hear, you like the content, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Today's topic is going to be about this 6-week postpartum period that everyone thinks is an adequate amount of time to jump right back into regular life after having a baby. Um, so in Western society and over here where we are, we have come to the conclusion that 6 weeks is enough time to heal, get our lives together, and go back to our regularly scheduled routines. Ridiculous, okay? I just don't understand the concept of having a child and then, okay, 6 weeks is up, you can go back to having sex, you can go back to work, you can go back to exercise, you can do all of these things and just hop right back into normalcy, as if you did not just bring a life into the world. That is just beyond. I just can't even understand how we came to that conclusion. First of all, at 6 weeks, you still have a placenta-sized womb, pretty much healing in your body. Your immune system just took a big hit. If you've had a C-section, you got scar tissue, layers of it. If you were breastfeeding, that means you have to, and especially if you're a working mom, you have to rip your child away from their routine of breastfeeding and bonding. You have to rip your child away from that. And 6 weeks, like that. Come, what? It takes 6 weeks just to start really seeing some change. If you was going to the gym, if you started going, working out, or if you started doing anything, if you started a business, it takes 6 weeks just to do the organizational part. Like, how is it that 6 weeks is enough time? I know I just keep saying it because I'm just like, I can't stress it enough. Like, is 1 month and 2 weeks? What? It just don't even make any kind of sense. Like, first of all, here's my opinion. I'm just gonna give my opinion. It took us 10 months to form this baby, right? Or babies. It took us, 10 months. And then it took us however many hours, days to birth this baby, right? I think it's going to take equal amount of time to heal that it did to get to that point. That's just me. It's gonna at least. Now, what I really feel is that it really takes up to 2 years for you to heal completely. It takes up to 2 years for you to feel like you built an adequate amount of a bond with your child, especially if you're a breastfeeding mother, especially if you're co-sleeping, especially if you're baby wearing. It's going to take at least 2 years. Your body just depleted itself from all of these minerals. It just has gone through a complete transition. Everything is different. Your organs have moved out the way. Your pelvis bone. I mean, everything is changed. Your mind has changed. Like, it just doesn't make your whole life has to orbit around this child. And I'm just supposed to like spin this baby into the solar system of my whole life in 6 weeks the way it was before I had a baby. It is no sense. It don't make no sense. And I just feel like at the end of the day, our system needs to have a better version of postpartum care or leave or medical leave or family care leave. It just needs to be different. It just needs to be different. And I'm not putting everything on. I'm not that person to be like, oh, the government gotta help us. The government gotta do everything. We are responsible too. As women, as families, men, as leaders, all of us need to be putting in place resources, finances, systems. Before we start having children, we have to change the way we think about this. We have to understand that we are bringing in generations and raising generations of uh unorganized and busy this, and it's just like we have no structure. We have to value our women enough to say that, oh, you're thinking about having a baby or you want to have children, or even when we're teaching our daughters as they're growing up, you know, to set aside and build a plan, have a plan of action, because that 6 weeks is not enough. 6 weeks is not enough to build a plan of action. It's not enough to store, especially if you're a working woman. It's not enough to store the amount of milk that you're gonna need to maintain. Half the time we get 25 minutes twice a day to pump in our workspace, which is nothing. It's really nothing. You're gonna get about 3 ounces in 25 minutes. To try to maintain all of that, eat lunch, do like it. I've been there, and it is not in no way, shape, or form logical. It's not. We have to start taking accountability. We have to start understanding that. And again, I also feel like these jobs want us to work for 10, 12 years. These jobs want us to come in on time, do our very best, give 100%, all of these other things, but then don't put systems in place to alleviate some of these life stresses when we birth in nations. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So I just feel like at the end of the day, we have to, as a collective, understand that a middle ground has to be, we have to come to a middle ground. We have to start thinking ahead, planning ahead, understanding, this is something that we're choosing to do. So we need to build a plan of action, create a postpartum plan. When you find out you're pregnant, start thinking about that stuff. Start thinking about what am I going to do after the baby is here. Don't wait until the baby is here. Do it when you find out, like, because I know sometimes we don't plan babies and the babies just come, and that's okay because we still got 10 months, and 10 months is a good enough amount of time to get something into place. So I just think that overall, the 6 weeks is just ridiculous. It's a joke. It does not make sense. We cannot form an adequate bond. We are ripping our children away from their life source. How can we nurture and work 8 hours a day, try to breastfeed, do all of these different things? It just doesn't. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So that's my take on that whole 6 week thing. And I tried to give some solutions. Building a plan, teaching our children differently, changing the mindset, putting money to the side, putting finances to the side, so we have to depend on our jobs paying us for that amount of time, that long amount of time, or whatever the case may be. But we really have to start thinking about these things, because it is stressing us out. It is causing postpartum depression. It's causing us to not be able to heal properly. Our pelvic floor dysfunction. Like, we got to just get up and get back into everything like nothing happened. Men need to take responsibility too. Most of us are not ready to be having sex after 6 weeks, after pushing that 6 to 8 pound baby out of our bodies. And just because the doctor said so does not mean that we feel like that. And the pressure that society puts on women is just beyond me, and it's just ridiculous. And yes, I am passionate about this because this is something that I just really think is so counterproductive when we're talking about raising healthy children with healthy parents. That if you are not in a state of mind where you can comfortably nurture this baby, then that's going to trickle down. It's going to trickle down. So that's why for me this is so I'm so passionate about this. It's so personal for me, because I have been one of those people who had to really transition fast at a certain point, having my first, super young, but I quickly caught on and I quickly learned, because it was like, no, this does not feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's my take on that whole 6 weeks thing. I hope that you guys found this useful. I hope you got something out of it. If I didn't touch on something, or if you would like me to talk about a topic that I haven't already discussed, please email me at birthyhoover@gmail.com. Please be sure to like, subscribe, share the video, and thank you guys, and I'll see you next time for the next video. Peace and pregnancy deaths.